I didn't get unlucky. I got careless. Hot line, people watching, and I rushed the draw like I knew what I was doing. Mag wasn't seated, shirt snagged. I pressed out anyway because I trust the pistol. Click. Nothing. That dead half second where everybody behind you shuts up and you feel your face get hot. Instructor doesn't even yell. He just stares like, really? That silence hits worse than the malfunction. So this is how I cut carry guns. If it needs perfect grip, perfect mags, perfect ammo, perfect timing, it's out. If it stutters when I'm tired, sloppy, rushing, distracted, if it needs me to babysit it, done. No second chance, no. Maybe it was the ammo. No coping story. Because the worst part isn't the stoppage. It's realizing you trained yourself to trust something that only works on perfect days. And the more I ran this test, the worse some of these got. And one of these pistols on the table looks wrong. You see it, and you say, I lost my damn mind putting it here. A couple of nights ago, I was walking out of a late shift in Houston when everything went sideways. Some tweaked out guy came charging between the cars, screaming, hand reaching toward his waist. My heart slammed into my throat as I grabbed the CZNS off my appendix. In that moment, I was thinking one thing only. Please don't let this gun be the one that fucks me tonight. I've been carrying the P10S for weeks, but I was still waiting for it to fail. Everyone talks about how great the compact CZs are, but I figured this micro version was probably another range toy that would choke when it actually mattered. The next morning, I took it to a muddy outdoor range and beat the hell out of it. Pouring rain, cold hands, weak hand only, failure drills while moving. The gun got caked in mud and carbon fast. Halfway through, on a fast reload, the slide locked back weird and I had a nasty double feed. I was standing there in the rain, fighting the gun, hands shaking, thinking, here it is. This is where it quits on me. I finally cleared it, but that hesitation left a bad taste. It kept running after that, but that one moment of doubt hit hard. It still worries me, is how the aggressive grip texture starts tearing up skin during long, sweaty days. I barely made it through that test. With my trust intact, I'm not fully sold yet. This gun survived, but I'm still waiting for the night it doesn't. Last winter, slow morning at the range. 2 lanes over this older guy had newer carry pistols laid out like trophies. Shiny, optics. The whole modern table. Then he starts packing up, and the one that goes back on his belt is a Beretta PX4 Storm compact. That pissed me off more than it should have. I lean over and ask him why the hell he still carries that thing. He doesn't posture, doesn't defend it, doesn't even look proud. He just says, because this one never made me wonder. That line sits in my head like a splinter. So I get my hands on a PX4 compact, and I try to make it look stupid. Cold hands, stiff cover garment, rushed draws on purpose, lazy grip on purpose. I run fast pairs like I'm mad at it. Mags hit the bench, one hits the dirt. I don't baby it. It stays calm, not fun, not sexy, just settled. The rotating barrel does its thing, and the gun doesn't snap the way it has a right to. It cycles, like it already knows I'm going to screw something up, and it refuses to participate. For a compact, it feels chunky, thick in the wrong places. Carries like it wants more room than it deserves, but I get what he meant. It doesn't make you wonder, and that scares me a little, because comfort is how you get lazy again. And what came after this wasn't calm at all. It was the first one that made me check my belt twice like I didn't trust myself. A buddy hit me with it out of nowhere. You actually trust a Taurus for carry? And I hated the question because my answer came out too fast. Like a reflex. Like I was reading the comments out loud. He didn't argue. He just said a Taurus GX4 Carry in my hand and waited. No speech. No on paper. Just that look like, say no now, Steve. Say it with a straight face. I expected cheap. I expected sharp edges, a junk trigger, some little gremlin that lets me go. See, that's why. That's the whole comfort of a reputation. You don't even have to test it. You just judge it and move on. The problem is, the GX4 Carry doesn't hand me an easy excuse. It sits right. It feels compact and serious. It doesn't rattle like a toy. The trigger doesn't feel like a stapler. And that pissed me off because now I had to do the honest thing and admit my bias wasn't standards. It was laziness. Trust still takes longer than liking it. I still watch it like it owes me money. And I still don't love saying Taurus out loud like I'm proud. My buddy grins, takes it back, and says, "Cool. Now try this one." And I don't like how fast my mouth shuts. I carried the HKCC9 every single day for almost 4 months, constantly. I really wanted to love it. At first, I ignored the small signs. It felt premium, tight German lockup, solid in my hand. I told myself the name meant it was better. I kept carrying it, even after a couple of early hiccups, because I didn't want to admit I might have been wrong. Then, that night in Fort Worth, everything changed. 2 guys boxed me in near my truck. The moment I drew and fired, the HK choked on a brutal failure to feed on the 3rd round. I was racking the slide desperately while backing up, heart pounding in my throat. In that second, I wasn't scared of the guys. I was terrified of the gun I had trusted with my life. After that, I kept making excuses. I took it back to the range, ran it dirty and hot in Texas dust. It would run okay for a bit, then start stuttering again on reloads. I stood there frustrated, questioning my own judgment more than the gun itself. I wanted it to work so bad, I kept pushing it longer than I should have. The flaw that finally broke me was realizing its internals just aren't built for the real world sweat, dirt, and heat. Even now, I feel stupid for trusting the brand longer than I should. That night could have gone way worse because of my ego. And now I'm wondering if the #1 gun can actually avoid the same mistake. A few months ago, I almost talked myself out of putting the Shield Plus at #1, not because it didn't deserve it, because it looked boring on a list. I wanted something fresher up there, something that made the top spot feel like a surprise instead of the obvious pick everybody already owned. Then, I did the only honest thing. I stopped thinking thumbnails and started thinking belt time. The days I actually carried. The mornings I ran out the door half awake. The errands where I bent weird, sat weird, rushed. Forgot I even had a gun on. The days I didn't feel like gambling on new. Every time I tried to crown something else, the Shield Plus just stood there. Not the softest shooter. Not the most premium. Not some dramatic breakthrough. It just stayed easy to live with, and more importantly, easy to trust, without that little voice asking questions. And that's the problem with it. It gets too easy, too comfortable, like it tricks you into thinking you can get lazy and it'll cover for you. I caught myself skipping little checks, rushing the holster, assuming. So, yeah, #1, closest thing to trust I had in 2026. And the minute I admitted it, I reached into the safe for something bigger, and my hand stopped on a gun I didn't plan on carrying at all. The other day, I was in a grocery line, and I caught myself doing that little belt check twice. Not the am I printing check, the other one. The one you do when you realize you grabbed a gun you like, but you don't fully trust it when your brain's somewhere else. And that didn't piss me off. It made me go quiet, because the whole point of this list was no wondering. No mental math, no, it'll probably be fine. So I walked back out, hit the truck, and swapped to the Sig P365 X-Macro like I was done negotiating with myself. It wasn't a range decision. It was a carry something serious or shut up decision. The rest of that day proved why it sat in the bonus spot. Bending, sitting, lifting bags, getting in and out, moving fast because I was late. Normal life pressure. The X-Macro rode slimmer than it had any right to, but it carried like a real gun. Capacity where most carry pistols start begging you to compromise. And the big thing? I stopped fidgeting. That little voice shut up for once. Here's what I didn't love. It got too easy. Easy turns into autopilot. Autopilot is where I do dumb stuff. And I still caught myself belt checking anyway, which told me something still wasn't settled. That's worth trusting in 2026. Boring when I'm not. Dirty mags, mixed ammo, rush draws, weak grip, heat, sweat, same pressure. If it needs me at my best to run, it's a range toy with a holster. If you carry something that only works when you're calm and perfect, you're not prepared. You're just hoping nothing goes wrong. So tell me straight, what pistol embarrassed you when you got sloppy? What replaced it? And which one of my picks is a bad call? I'm Steve. If your carry gun needs excuses, dump it.